Hi, I'm Robert, and welcome back to Out of Spec Renew.
Hey, get out of here.
No.
Get out of here. Sorry. I'm Declan Cav. Welcome back to Out of Spec Renew. Today we're going to be working on Kyle's commuter car. And I know last time we said that we were going to be converting it to Tesla batteries. And while that is true, that's not what we're working on this week. This week I want to get it running on its original battery system just to see if we can get it to drive. So let's go ahead and get into the video and see if we can't get this commuter car to drive under its original system.
I think I'm blind.
Now, last time I told you that we'd be using Tesla batteries for this car, and that part is still true. However, I also said this, but the motor will be staying the same because it's cool, it's fun. And also, I'm pretty sure if you put a more powerful motor in this car, it would rip itself in half. So we're gonna stick with the stock 6 horsepower motor. And that part might no longer be true. See, that video of the city car did very well, and it caught the attention of some people who might let me do a little bit more with this car. That's about all I can say right now, but I can't say thanks for making that video so popular. But yeah, that's not what we're doing in this video. This video, I want to just get this car to drive. And I'll tell you how we're going to do that. The first thing I want to do is I want to get 12 volts to this car. I just want to check everything on the 12 volt system, wipers, lights, contactors, and stuff like that. And let's just see if we can't get the 12 volt systems working, and then we'll work on the high voltage systems after that. The way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to hook it up to a DC power supply so I can also see how many amps it's pulling. I don't really need to know that, but I just like to know that. So let's get it hooked up to a DC power supply to the 12 volt system and see what we can get to turn on. All right, so because this car is kind of old, the color coding, battery lugs. And there's more over there. And is that high voltage what? Never mind. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. There's a lot of good stuff that was crammed under this seat. This car is not very well color coded. However, I'm just going to assume the conventional black is negative, red is positive, and this yellow cable is going into the metal, so that's safe to assume that that's probably the ground. So we're going to play the engineer's favorite game of let's plug stuff in and hope it doesn't catch fire. By the way, don't do this at home, in case that wasn't painfully obvious. And let's see if anything sparks or catches fire. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what if we turn the key? Oh, we got sounds. No horn. Oh, you know what it might be? I had my current set really low. Let's try this now. I have no idea what that sound is. All right, so I have an actual car battery in here now. And let me tighten my connection a little bit there. Okay. And now I'm going to turn it on. And you'll see that this first contactor should close as soon as I turn the car on. So let's see. So we got that good. Also, I apologize for the buzzing noise. That's to fasten the seatbelt alarm. But the seatbelt in this car is broken. Anyways, now when I push the pedal, you can see that that second contactor tower goes down. However, no matter how hard I push the pedal beyond that, nothing changes, which tells me that there's something wrong with the contactor system. However, because we do have that initial contact here, that does mean that we should be able to get the car moving at least under a small amount of power. So let's talk about what we're going to do for that. Now, I have to apologize in advance. There's not a lot of room for me to film in here, but what I have here is a battery module from a 2012 Koda EV. Specifically a 16 volt module. So normally you'd want this to be 24 volts for this car. However, it shouldn't really matter because there's no computer in this car checking to see what the voltage of the battery is. And what I've done is I've run the 2 wires that go to the front battery box up to the front here. And we're just going to plug it into this battery and see if we can't get the motor to at least move a little bit. However, they're not labeled which one's positive or negative, and there's no indication of which one's positive or negative. However, I don't think it actually matters. So I'm going to get this wired up to this, and then I'll check back in with you all. All right, at this point, it should go without saying that you should absolutely not do what I'm doing. But one thing is, luckily I have another commuter car sitting right there, so I was able to figure out which one of these was positive and negative. However, I stand by my assessment that it probably doesn't matter because this is a series wound motor, so polarity doesn't affect it. So let's go ahead and see if there's any sparky spark. Good. Didn't think there would be. That would be kind of weird if there was. Let's go ahead and just get this hand tight on here. Okay. And now, let me make my way to the other side of the car. Let me get my positive and negative really jankily hooked up to the 12 volts because I don't have the correct things on me right now. Key is off. Car's in neutral. Okay, car's on. I'm going to turn the key. No sparks. Oh, hey, our blinkers work. Nice. They fixed themselves. Let's put it in forward. And now let me kind of get in a position where the car's not going to run me over, and let's see if it'll move. Ooh, okay. That was a spark. That does not instill me with confidence, but the car does move. Let me get it up on a jack so I can free spin the wheels. All right, now that I have the back wheels on kickstands so that the car can't move itself, let's go ahead and try all that again. And I'm assuming that all that sparking is just because these contacts are old and dirty. But we also just want to make sure that things aren't going to catch fire. I do have a fire extinguisher, so. Okay, we're in drive. Let's see. Nice. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like we have first or second stage, and I'm now realizing that I could attribute the lack of sparking this time to less amperage going through the system. I want to be honest, I don't know the ampacity of the cables or contactors in this car, and I have no idea the output, the amp output of the battery I'm using. Let's get it back on its wheels. Alright, so I am now in a very weird and precarious position in the car, and I've pushed it back in my garage a little bit because I need to see it move a little bit just to keep my eye on how much the sparking is just the instantaneous closing of the contactor and how much of it is actually a problem. So, let us try this out. We are in forward. It is going to be so f***ing janky. Let's go. Hey, brakes work. Alright, it actually seems okay. It's seeming like less and less sparking is going on now. Let's see, does reverse actually work? Not at all. Cool. Okie dokie. Alright, let's see what this bad boy will do. So that was supposed to be a shot of me driving out of the garage. But it doesn't have enough power to do it. Oh, that's embarrassing. Alright, come on, car. Let's see what you got. That's it. That's what it's got. Okay. Back to the drawing board, I guess. Alright, so what I need to do now is I need to see why might that contactor not be closing properly for stages 2 and 3 on the contactor system. By the way, I realize I've been talking about this contactor system this whole time, and I haven't really explained how it works, but I did in my last video. So if you want to learn how it works, go watch that video. So let's see if we can figure out why it's not working. The way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to check some continuity. I'm going to see if I can power the contactor directly. Maybe it's a bad coil or something like that. But yeah, let me just go through all the systems. I'm going to do this off camera because this is so boring, and I will report back my findings. Okay, so it took me way longer than it should have to figure out the problem, but let me show you what this problem is, and it's actually very, very simple. The camera angles are going to be real bad down here. So down in here, there is the connections down here. These are the connections to the contact tower, and yeah, this one's broken. And unfortunately, it's broken in such a way that I can't fix that. And unfortunately, I don't have any more of these just sitting around. So, for the time being, this car's, that's the best I can do on this car. I got it to drive a couple feet. But luckily, those systems aren't going to be staying in this car for the final version. Man, I really wanted to get this car driving a little bit more today. But I guess that is not going to happen. You think we can at least get the radio working? Oh! No. No, I cannot. But it makes fun sounds. Nice. Now, the reason that the car is so underpowered right now is because we're only getting access to the first stage of the contactor system, which means that it's taking my battery voltage and power and cutting it in half. So, I have a way to get over this. I'm just going to add a second battery to it in series, which will double the power of the full pack, which means that when it halves the pack, it's the same as just one module. Don't do this. So what I'm doing here is what is referred to in the electrical engineering industry as dumb and bad. Don't do this. So I have two Coda batteries here. I have the positive end going into the positive terminal of this one. This is the negative terminal. This is a positive terminal. Down there's our negative. So now I'm going to use this little jumper here to jumper these two batteries together. And I should not be an electrical engineer. Some of you might be saying, Declan, you're not using a BMS. Those batteries could be out of balance. And they are, but just by 0.1 volt. And we're only going to be using this for like 2 seconds. So let's just set a standard for this video. This video is bad and should not be taken as, don't ever do anything that I'm doing in this video. This is a bad influence of a video. With that said, let's try it out. Before we actually take it out of the garage, we're just going to test it in here. And we're just going to, oh yeah, speakers, I forgot about that. Let's turn those off. So let's just go ahead, turn the car on. No sparks. And let's make sure there's not a concerning amount of sparks when I do this. Oh! That definitely has a noticeable more kick to it. Okay. This is so stupid. I should not be doing this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's take her for a ride. Let's go. Whoa! We got power. Whee! Oh, that's some sparking going on in there. Okay. Okay. Well, oh, it smells so much like burning in here. That's probably good. That's a lot of burning smell going on in here. Okay. Well, there you go. Let me out of here. Something smelling toasty. I don't know what it is though. I don't see any burn marks on anything. But we probably shouldn't drive it all that much more. But hey, look at that. All I had to do was really janky stuff. I should not have this job. Oh, the turning radius isn't as good as I thought it was. I don't have reverse. Oh! It's smoking now. I should stop doing this. Whoa! Ah! Oh, the brakes are... Oh. The brakes are pretty good. I hope Kyle's not watching this video. Ah! I need to stop driving this. That was a lot of sparks. Okay, I think we're done.
And that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment. What did he tell me? Like, comment, and subscribe so I can cry. I think that's how it goes. And City Car. He gave me a whole thing to say at the end, and I only remembered the very first bit. Thanks for watching the video. I'm not Declan.
Okay, that's enough of you.
But
you'll get your paycheck in the mail.
That's almost exactly what you told me to say for the first three words.
Okay. We'll talk about the contracts. We'll get you some acting lessons. It's going to be okay. We have some exciting plans for the commuter car in the future. That's what he was supposed to say.
It's going to fly.
It's not going to fly. And we're going to see you next week. Well, I'm going to see you next week. He's leaving right now, actually.
Well, maybe I'll see you next week if you watch one of my videos.
Don't watch his videos.
Oh. Don't watch his videos either. Crap, too late.
That was funny. What we did was funny.
This is awful.